Hey guys, welcome to the video today. In today's video, we're going to be doing a little more work on the Hunter PGV Sprinkler Valves. I got a previous video where we got these taken apart and cleaned up and replaced the diaphragm, and that did fix one of them, but for this one right here, we're still having a slight leak on the underside. So what we're going to do is I ordered a brand new Hunter PGV valve there, and we're going to replace the whole top half of this valve down here in hopes that that's going to get everything taken care of, and I'm sure it will. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing we need to do is we need to head to the sprinkler box and get everything turned off. Alright guys, so here's my sprinkler box. We're just going to go ahead and turn it to the off, system off there, and then we're also going to unplug it from the wall. And we'll just set that right down there like so. Alright, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to head inside and turn off the main water supply for the irrigation system. Let's go ahead and do that now. Alright guys, here is the shutoff here to my irrigation system. Mine's inside, yours could be inside or outside, but this is a very important step. You got to turn off the water to the irrigation system before you do any work on the valves. So we're just going to go ahead and turn mine to the off position like so. And next thing we're going to do is we're going to head back out to the sprinkler valves. Alright guys, the next thing we do after we've turned off the sprinkler box and unplugged it and shut off the water main supply to the irrigation system is we're going to take the solenoid off of the valve we're replacing here, like so. And let's just set it. You want to set it somewhere where it's not going to get dirty. So I'm just going to put it right on these wires here, kind of suspended there. Then we can just start twisting this outer ring off here, like so. And then I'm going to set that to the side, and then we can take this whole part off right here, like so. Set that to the side. Next piece is the diaphragm here. Let's get those wires out of the way. Let's try to set that maybe a little differently. It keeps kind of bending back that direction. Next piece is the diaphragm here. You can just grab it right by this piece here and just pull it straight up. Gonna set that off to the side there. And then the last piece is this ring right here, and we're gonna take that out. And I'm just gonna go ahead and feel down in here and make sure that there's no rocks or dirt or debris or anything like that. And then I'm going to use this water that's in here just to make sure to clean off the threads, you know, on the outer side of the bottom half of the valve. Make sure there's no like dirt trapped in there that's preventing it from sealing completely. And I don't feel anything. All feels nice and clean. If it's really dirty and stuff, you could get like a rag to kind of clean around here and just make sure none of that gets down into the valve itself. But with that done, the next thing we're going to do is go ahead and put the top half of the new valve in. Alright guys, here is the new valve here. I'm going to make sure to, when we take this apart, that we don't get any dirt on anything. And make sure, you know, you get the spring can fall out there, so make sure you're careful with it. Here's the new diaphragm here. We'll set that off to the side, again making sure to keep all this stuff clean. And here is the bottom ring here. Now here's the bottom part of the valve. You know, we're changing just the top half, so if you have any cracks or breaks or leaks in this bottom part of the valve here, that's going to be a completely different process to get it replaced. But in this case, you know, the issue's coming from the top half of the valve. So, okay, first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our new ring here. We're going to seat it down into place, and you can feel it. It just kind of like almost snaps into place there. And then once that's snapped into place, the next thing we're going to put on is the diaphragm. And you're just going to line up this piece right here with the front, like so. And this you'll feel click into place too. Want to make sure you get that. Oops. You want to make sure we get that on the correct way. There it goes. You want to make sure this front piece gets down in there properly. If you have any, if that's not seated in there properly, you're going to have issues. So, okay, now we got the diaphragm in there correctly and seated properly. The next piece we're going to put on is this piece here. The solenoid on this setup is at the front here. So you know that that's going to go right over the top of this little thing here that we just lined up. So that, and you can look on the underside too. You can see that little hole. So you have to line that up properly. Make sure your spring is in there. We'll go ahead and line that up. And you can, when you do, you feel it sink into place and seat into place there. And then the last thing we're going to do is twist on our new outer ring here, or almost the last thing we're going to do. And hand tight. You don't need to like crank these down with any tools. You just want to get them as tight as you can get them with your hand there, like so. And then next we're going to take our solenoid. Make sure your ring too, there's an O-ring here. Just make sure that's clean and there's no debris on it. And we're going to take that and we're going to twist it in. And you want to twist it in hand tight. And you do not want to wrench this one down. You just want it to be snug, you know. So as soon as you feel it become tight and snug, you're good to go. You don't want to crank it down at all. Let's kind of get these wires kind of moved out of the way. There's a bleeder, like an air purge bleeder valve here. Make sure that's snug too. Or else when you turn on your water, this will start spraying out. And just hand tight as well, don't crank it down. Okay, we've gotten all this replaced now. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to go back and get both our water irrigation system turned back on and get our box turned back on. Let's go ahead and do that right now. Alright guys, the next thing we're going to do now that we have the valve replaced is we're going to turn the water main back on to our irrigation system. And whenever you do that, you want to do it really slow. Now that we have that back on, let's head back out to the sprinkler box and get it plugged in and turned back on. Alright guys, let's go ahead and plug our system back in here like so. And we're going to turn this to run. And that was system number 4 that we just worked with, or valve number 4. So we're going to turn this to 4. Wait for it to start going here. There it goes. Now let's head back out and make sure there's no leaks. Alright guys, we can see that the sprinkler's turned on here. Let's go take a look at our valve and see if there are any leaks. Take a look right down in here, like so, and no leaks coming from that. So we'll keep an eye on it over the next few days, just to make sure that there continues to be no leaks, but it looks like it was a success. So thank you guys for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.